Man, this is a joke. I've actually written down bullet points because I'm not finished yet. When we worked out together, it was as if I was coaching him. Here's a new one. Oh my God. When he came to see me in Toronto, I was so honestly happy that like I was gonna get the chance to like speak to him in person, you know, get his insight on like future plans and how we're gonna move forward, transitioning from the bulk season to, you know, dieting and everything. We filmed 2 YouTube videos for his channel. And, you know, as soon as we got that out of the way, I was like, you know what? We made his YouTube videos and they were actually really funny and I did enjoy filming them, which is why it's a real shame for what happened next. We get to the gym and it's almost as if I'm coaching him. He's like, oh, what do you want to do today? And I'm like, oh, you know, you're not gonna guide the workout. He's like, nah, we'll just do whatever you want to do. I construct the workout. And as we're doing sets, he's just like stood there, you know, silently. We are recording a Q&A through this, but in between the questions, he's not really saying too much. He's not really talking. He's only really talking when the camera's on, which is, you know, quite annoying because as soon as the camera comes on, it's like he comes alive. But when the camera's off, he doesn't really have a lot to say. So there's no like, you know, do this, drop set, change the weight, take a plate off, let's go, man, let's work. There wasn't any coaching going on. And I know that Greg isn't the type of guy that's like, let's fucking do this. He's not like a scream in your face kind of guy, which I completely respect because he is quite quiet off camera, but I would have appreciated something, like just any type of like motivation, anything I could leave this first experience with training with Greg and feel like, wow, that was amazing. Like, you know, he put me through the paces. I'm so excited to start prep with this guy because he really knows what he's talking about. He really wants me to work hard. The only thing he did actually tell me within the hour and a half of working out was, dude, slower the eccentric. Just go slower. And the situation was just that saddening and that disheartening that when I was driving back from having trained with Greg, Brittany was in the car and I just didn't speak the whole way. And she was like, you are so disappointed, aren't you? And I was like, I have no words to say. I just can't believe how shit that was. It was just so disappointing. You know, Brittany, for the past like 2 months, this guy's been coaching me. He hasn't give a shit. He's given me a glorified recipe book. He doesn't even want to really train me properly in the gym. Like, what do I do? And I was just so scared of leaving Greg for the original choice of coach, which was Callum, because I knew exactly the flare-up that would happen online. It's my own fault. It's my fault for just like documenting my like coach journey as well as my life journey and, you know, who I'm working with. And I completely understand that all the repercussions that would come from me changing coaches would be completely my fault. And I know a lot of people wouldn't understand unless I made this video, which I, for the past month that I haven't been working with Greg, haven't really wanted to make because I just didn't want to throw the guy under the bus. And I don't think anyone should think he's a bad person. Like, I do have a lot of respect for him and, you know, he's achieved great things in his lifetime and I do really appreciate him going out of his way to offer to coach me for free. But we clearly just have such different coaching styles. Even the people that saw his plan and they just looked at it and laughed, I kind of felt a little bit embarrassed. I was like, should I have realized sooner? Should I have originally, when I looked at the plan, been like, you know what, I've made the wrong decision, and from the day one just been like, you know what, it's not going to work out. I'm not really happy with the plan. Because you know what, I did look at the plan, tried to understand it. I looked at it for a whole 24 hours and I just kept on reading. I was like, I don't understand this. This is absolutely ridiculous. And then I texted him and I said, can I have like, you know, a little bit more structure? Just give me at least like the grammage so I don't have to spend an hour a day on MyFitnessPal working out how many grams of each food I'm actually meant to have. And his reply was, just keep reading the plan. It takes my clients about 2 to 3 weeks to really get the hang of things. I'm gonna go back to the bullet point just so I don't miss anything. It's disappointing to see so many people see Greg as the world's best coach when in actuality, my friend who was 24, who offered to coach me to help me out when I was 19 years old for my first 3 bodybuilding competition, did a better job as a coach. I'm not saying that Tom, the guy that I worked with when I was 19, was any more intelligent than Greg. I'm not saying that. Greg obviously knows a lot more. He's been around for a lot longer. He has a lot more experience. But in terms of actually being someone's coach and being there for them and helping them stay on track, it's almost like just being there for someone if they need you, and that is exactly what Greg wasn't. He sent me a one-time plan, but people pay $5,000 to receive a copied and pasted document from a 45-year-old dude making YouTube videos claiming to be the world's #1 best coach, when in actuality, you just watch the video. You know where my heart's at. You can make the decision for yourself. I am sorry if I said anything in this video that came across a little bit aggressive or, you know, overly passionate. That's not the kind of guy I am. I don't, you know, I make YouTube videos just because I love making them. Like, that's the thing. When Greg's messaging me, he's like, oh dude, look at all this money I'm making from YouTube. I'm just like, dude, like, that's great and all. I didn't even know you could make money from YouTube. I just loved creating content and I love sharing my journey, sharing my life. If something happens in the future and everyone just stops watching my videos, that is completely okay. If you disagree with anything I said in this video and you're a diehard fan of Greg and you decide to stop watching my videos now, that is completely okay, because I do not make videos for you. I share my journey because I love fucking doing it. And if I didn't get paid for this shit, it wouldn't matter. I'm doing what I love. Every single day I pick up the camera and start recording a video, I'm having a good day. And that is just the way I want to live my life, just being creative and sharing my passion. And that's all I do it for. So I'm sorry if I've offended anyone in this video. That is the last thing that I wanted to do. I just wanted to briefly give an overview on why I didn't want to be coached by Greg anymore. But after the video that he made, I had to go into depth and just like, you know what? Tell people the truth, because the fact that he attempted to play the victim in his video and tried to cover things that he thought I would reference in this video, kind of masking himself. And I was just watching it being like, dude, good luck hiding from the truth, because everything I've said in this video has been merely facts. None of it has been my opinion. I have shared how I felt, but everything I've said has been a fact, and it's been such a deciding factor on why I decided to leave Greg and start working with Callum, who originally I was going to be working with, and I wish I did from the very beginning, because he is absolutely amazing. He is everything that I thought Greg would be and wasn't, you know, and that's just my fault. That's just my poor judge of character, but I will not be made out to be a bad person, and like I made the wrong decision. So I'm sincerely sorry to you, Greg. Thank you for offering to help me on the off season and going into my pursuit at trying to get an IFBB Pro card. It just didn't work out, and I'm sorry. I did actually previously send Greg a book of a message, which was my reasoning for not working with him, and he replied with a bunch of excuses and you know, a book as well of all the reasons why, you know, he did the things he did and the reasons he didn't do the things he didn't do. I had already made my decision. It really didn't matter anymore. I already knew I was going to leave Greg, and yeah, this is my highly anticipated, for some reason, response on working with Greg Doucette. That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about that. I obviously did reference some things at the beginning of this video that I was going to talk about regarding things that I went through when I came to Canada, and the reasoning why I lost actually 6 pounds, not because of my switch in coaches. Everyone was just like, oh my God, Bradon lost 6 pounds because he went from Greg to Callum. I'm not being funny, but I could gain 6 pounds back in 4 days. The reason I lost 6 pounds, the actual reason, it's not because my body was maintaining, you know, on the calories it was on. I was stressed. I was doing a collaboration with a guy that owns an Airbnb and a car rental company, hence the original place I came to when I moved to Canada. The guy ended up being an absolute sociopath and is now in a psychiatric ward because he realized, based on something that happened outside my apartment, he pulled a knife out on the guy who owned the Corvette, who he was doing a pink slip with because he owned the Tesla, and John was gonna get me a Corvette for a few days. His girlfriend, who he lied to me and said was his manager, was like sorting a bunch of the stuff out anyway, rips his shirt off, has like an ADD attack, he's got some like mental things he's dealing with, and he absolutely exploded, pulls the guy down the stairs, he's like, get the hell out of my apartment, starts like punching the guy, and I'm just like, oh my God, this guy has literally just pulled a knife out on this poor man, this Romanian dude who was so sweet and kind. And I essentially go back into the apartment and say to Brittany like, hey, pack the bags, this guy is mental, we are leaving. And I just moved my whole life into Canada and I didn't have a place to live. So we essentially spent a little bit of time trying to find me a new place, which is actually the place that I'm currently in right now. After the happening of the knife being pulled out on that guy, I actually had to go back to John to square up to him and say, dude, I want my money back for this Airbnb because I paid for a whole month. After seeing him pull a knife out on a guy, I was like, what the hell is this guy gonna do to me? So please, can I have my money back and can I borrow the Tesla for a day so I can transport my suitcases to the new apartment, because you've kind of like screwed me over a little bit and now I don't have any way to like transport my suitcases because Brittany also had a car full of her things as well. And with the bad taste in my mouth about the whole like pulling the knife out on the guy, I was scared every single day driving that Tesla, like he was gonna have like a mental breakdown again. And I was scared that because there's a Tesla app on your phone that he was gonna, I'd be on like the highway and he just like turned the car off while I was driving. I was just so scared to drive it. I gave it him back and then I went on Choro, which is Airbnb car rental for Canada, and rented the car that I currently have right now, which is like a BMW 4 Series. It's actually an amazing car and I don't have to charge it because it's not electric, which is amazing, and it's really fun to drive. And while that was happening, me and Brittany for the past couple of months, we've been a bit like, you know, on the rocks. I'm not gonna go into details about, you know, why we broke up and all that kind of stuff, because honestly, it really doesn't matter. It's our personal life, and I know for a fact that Brittany has been receiving some messages from people blaming her for the breakup as if she did anything wrong, like that she's the reason that we broke up, and saying, you know, congratulations, you got to use Brandon for his followers for so long, good luck doing it on your own. And I'm not being funny, but this girl has been with me since before I even made a YouTube channel, before I even made an Instagram. And she's been there since day one, and she was nothing but golden to me. She was nothing but my best friend and so good to me. And you know, towards the end, it just didn't work out, and that is the truth. And I would really appreciate if anyone that has messaged her to either say sorry or, you know, send her a nice message, ask her if she's okay. Everything with us, you know, we are friends. We haven't ended on bad terms. Like, everything is okay. And it was just a decision that we thought would be best for this time in our lives, because months before this, things were a little bit rocky. We didn't really know what we were doing. And we decided to start this year off with our own best interest at heart, to just pursue our own goals. She would stay in America, I would stay in Canada. And it is as simple as that. Obviously dealing with a breakup and not really knowing how to be alone for a little while, because obviously I spent the good part of 5 years with this girl. For the week that I was dealing with everything else, I was also dealing with a breakup, and I didn't really know how to, you know, be myself. A lot of people think that the reason I left Greg was because I was mentally unstable, dealing with a breakup. But the whole Greg thing was decided before any of these series of events started to unfold. Right now in life, I'm good. I'm around incredible people. Like I said previously, I'm in the best environment to train and to get this pro card and to take everything seriously. I've got so many people motivating me and helping me out. And now working with Callum, I have never felt more safe and secure in my pursuit to turn pro, and I'm super happy. I'm sorry that this video has been so bloody long. I'm sorry I've taken this much of your day. I appreciate you hearing me out and watching me talk shit. I don't often do it, but here we are, we're doing it again. That's pretty much it. That's the update. I hope that cleared up everything. I am really interested to find out what's gonna happen next in regards to maybe another reaction video from Greg, to see if he's gonna try and milk this situation anymore for ad revenue. It is pretty late. Like I said, I was originally gonna film this in the morning, but I couldn't sleep. I had to get this off my chest. So here we are. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.